Alright, how's everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys. And today, we're going to be doing my full review of the CoolPlay B20 Bluetooth speaker watch. Now, I've been using this for a little bit over a week. I think I've used it enough to come out with this full review for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and go over this. So, jumping right in, the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is the build quality and design. Now, from a build quality standpoint, this device is constructed quite well. There's no rattling, there's no creaking of any kind, the buttons are nice and clicky and tactile, no issues there. So, overall, the build quality and design is quite nice, with one exception that I have to point out. The Clasp Mechanism does not make me feel confident at all. Like I said, I've been using this for over a week, and putting on and off the watch, I really do not feel confident with this Clasp Mechanism, and I don't really know how long that's going to last. But other than that, the build quality on this Bluetooth speaker watch is quite nice. Now, from a design standpoint, I would say that the design is pretty good. I like most of the materials that they used. The band on the watch feels quite nice, and it's actually very comfortable when I have it on my wrist. Now, if there was a downside to the design, is the fact that I don't like the fact that they use this glossy plastic material here. It really does make the watch feel kind of cheap when I'm touching on this. But other than that, I would say that the design is quite nice. So overall, the build quality and design, quite nice. Now, let's keep it moving. Up next, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the core features of the watch. So, as always, as you know, is a big staple on my channel, this watch has Bluetooth connectivity, and you got some multi-function buttons here, and I'm going to go over this now. So, this first button here is your power on / pause, play, and answer phone calls button. Then this next button here is your volume down, volume up, and then this is your multi-function / mode switch button here, which also allows you to take selfies from your camera. But I wasn't able to get this to work. I'm not sure if I'm doing it wrong, but I just wasn't able to get the take selfies part with your camera to work. But everything else works pretty good. Now, I also want to point this out. When you're working with these volume buttons, a long press is for the volume, and a short press is for the skip, next crack, redial phone calls, things of that nature. So a long press on the volume down will turn the volume down. A long press on the volume up will turn the volume up. A short press will skip next track. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. And also, you have a built-in mic with this guy, so you can make and receive phone calls. And if you look right here, you have a built-in micro SD card. So if you didn't want to have to connect it to anything and you just want to listen to your music through the watch, just put in the micro SD card and you should be good to go. Also, next thing I want to point out here, I have to kind of turn it on for this, so you just hold it down to turn it on. Get your audible tone.
Bluetooth model has been opened.
And that's how you know it's ready to pair. It starts blinking rapidly. But this also has a built-in FM radio. So if you hold down the multi-function button / mode switcher button here.
Now is radio model. been opened.
Power off.
And there you go. So you have a built-in FM radio in here, and it does work as you just saw. So you don't actually have to connect any external things to get the FM radio to work. So that's pretty cool. And I was able to pick up a few radio stations, so no issues there. Just keep in mind that for the best results with that, you kind of want to be in a clear area with no obstructing things. Sorry, can't talk. Because it's really going to cut down on the reception if you have something obstructing it. So if you're in a room, depending on what your house or your apartment or whatever is made out of, you're going to have the signal for picking up the radio stations will vary. Just wanted to point that out. So that pretty much goes over the core features of this Bluetooth watch here. So let's keep it moving. Next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall sound quality and the volume of the watch. Now, sound quality wise, and you can hear it a little bit from the FM radio test I just did with you guys, but sound quality wise, this watch is actually quite good. And I noticed that even at max volumes, the audio coming out of here was still crisp and clear, at least in my opinion. Now, when it comes to overall volume of the watch, I would say that the watch gets quite loud indeed. And as I said, it does not distort at the max volume or higher volumes. So that's pretty cool. And I'm sorry for that background noise you may have heard. I am actually shooting outside today because the weather was nice, so I figured I'd take it outside. But anyways, that pretty much covers the sound quality and the volume. Now, let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the mic quality in this watch here. Now, as I said, it has a built-in mic, and the mic quality on this is actually really, really good. Now, I was able to connect this up to my devices and make and receive phone calls, and my callers on the other end said I actually sounded crisp and clear, and it was actually very loud, so no issues with the mic at all, and the built-in mic in this guy is actually pretty good. On that same token, you can also still use your voice commands for whatever device you have. So if you have iOS, you can still do your Siri commands. If you have Windows, you can still do your Cortana commands. And if you have Android, you can still do your Google Now commands, and it works no problems. Speech to text works no problems. No issues with the mic whatsoever. So that was pretty cool. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is I want to go over the steps to pair this device to any of your devices you may have that have Bluetooth. Now, keep in mind that these steps are pretty much the same no matter what device you have, whether it be Windows, Android, or iOS. Steps are the same. It just looks differently, and things are located in different areas depending on which device you have and what operating system you're running on that device. Now, today I have an Android device and a Windows device. Don't have an Apple device or an iOS device yet, so I can't really show it to you on that. But right here, I have my Note 3. Let me power this up. Alright, got my Note 3 right here. And the first thing you want to do is turn on your phone, navigate to the Bluetooth settings in your phone, turn on Bluetooth, and make your device visible. As you can see, I think I clicked out of it. Alright, we'll go back to it. So, come in here, turn the Bluetooth on, and make your device visible. So, I'm in the Bluetooth, and you can see it right there. Make this device visible. Then, over here on the smartwatch, or the speaker watch, my bad guys, Power it on.
Bluetooth model has been opened.
Alright. Then you would hit scan and it should pop up. Now, the reason why it was already populated down here is because I had this previously paired to this phone for my testing. I just unpaired it so I can go through these pairing steps with you guys. So it's going to populate, you find the device, and it's going to pair. Take a few seconds. And
Paired.
there you go. Get your nice little audible cue. So it's paired up. And now you're good to go. You can start using this watch and interacting with your phone using your voice, and you shouldn't have any issues. Now again, let me just power this off.
Waiting for pair.
I want to go over this on Windows. Now again, steps are the same. Power it on, navigate to your Bluetooth, turn on Bluetooth, turn on the watch, put it in pairing mode, scan, and in Windows it scans automatically when you turn on Bluetooth. Find it, it should populate as y'all saw, and you just tap to pair. Take a few seconds and it should pair right up. Right.
Paired.
There you go. And another thing I want to point out, this also paired with my computer, no problems, but there was an issue with the drivers, but it still worked. Because when I tried to pair it with my computer, it kept coming up as an input device instead of a speaker. So it connected and it lets me use the speaker on my computer, but there was an error installing the drivers, so it just said driver error. It didn't stop it from working, but inside the Bluetooth settings on my computer, it just permanently says driver error. Just wanted to point that out. So that's the steps to pair for you guys. And I figured I'd just go ahead this one time and show y'all how to walk through it on both devices. And what we're going to do is just going to power this off here. Save some juice.
Power off.
Alright. Alright, so that was the steps to pair on this guy. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the overall Bluetooth range and Bluetooth strength. Now, from a range perspective, the manufacturer says that this should work up to 10 meters or 33 feet, and I've actually found that that is spot on. Now, from a strength perspective, the Bluetooth strength on this guy is actually pretty good. I didn't have any random disconnects. It didn't get crackly like it was going to disconnect. I pretty much didn't have any issues with it when it comes to the range or the strength of the Bluetooth itself. So that's pretty cool. Also, I want to point out that this is running Bluetooth 3.0. So if I didn't mention that already, I just wanted to point that out. So y'all be mindful of that, because sometimes, depending on the device that you're trying to connect it to, it may or may not work. But pretty much in my experience, almost all Bluetooth technologies are backwards compatible, so it should work with just about every device. But I just wanted to point that out. So, up next, I want to talk to you guys about the durability of this speaker watch here. Now, from a durability standpoint, I must say that this watch really lives up to the task. Now, we all know that when we have a watch or something that we put on our wrist and we're going about our daily lives, it's really going to take a beating. Now, as y'all know, I work out a lot. I go to the gym a lot. So this watch really did take a beating, hitting weights, getting snagged on things, everything. It even, at the end of the day, when I went to take it off my wrist and put it down, or put it on the charger, there were a few times where it dropped, or fell off my bed, and it still works and looks pretty good. So the durability on this guy is pretty solid. Now, next thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this is very important, is the charge times and overall battery life in this device. Now, the manufacturer quotes this as having a battery life up to or exceeding 6 hours, depending on what volume you keep the speaker watch at. And I must say that is, they're being a little bit nice with that, because this actually exceeded all of my expectations when it came to battery life. I was getting an overall battery life with this guy of a full day with heavy usage. And when I say heavy usage, I mean taking phone calls, listening to music, interacting with my devices, things of that nature, non-stop, all day long. You know, using navigation through my devices, everything like that. And I got a day with heavy use. Now, with light to moderate use, I was getting about a day to a day and a half. So I would say that the battery on this guy is pretty good. Now, when it comes to charging the device, it's a little weird. I want to point this out first. When you plug in the device to charge, there's your charge port right there. Red, the same light that shows power right there, will turn red.
Bluetooth model has been opened.
Alright, that same light will turn red, and that's how you know that it's charging. But when it's fully charged, it doesn't tell you. The red light doesn't go off. There's no way to actually tell if this device is fully charged. Now, with that being said, the manufacturer says that this should take approximately 2 to 3 hours to fully charge. And you want to keep in mind, before all uses of any type of Bluetooth device or product in general, that you want to give it a full, complete charge before you start using it. But I just wanted to point that out. Now, the manufacturer quotes this as taking 2 to 3 hours to reach a full charge. Now, that's about right. Keep in mind, I can't really tell when it's fully charged or not, because like I said, when the device is plugged in and charging, you just get that red solid light, and there's nothing to indicate when it's fully charged. So, that's that. And I'm assuming that it takes about 2 to 3 hours, because there's no actual way to tell that it's fully charged. So I just wanted to cover that for you guys. So that pretty much covers the charging times and overall battery life. And as I've said, let me just recap that. As I've said, with my usage, with heavy usage, I was able to get a full day out of this guy. With light to moderate usage, I'm getting about a day to a day and a half. So this, you can actually forget to charge this about once or twice and still be okay. So that's the battery life and overall charge times. Next, I just want to go over some positives and some negatives of the device. Then we're going to talk about the price, and I'll give you my final thoughts and maybe a recommendation or two. So, let's start with the positives. As always, it has Bluetooth connectivity and Bluetooth technology, so there's absolutely no cables to it aside from the charger. Again, you have a built-in mic that's actually really good, so you can make and receive phone calls and that mic is really good. You have functionality on all of the buttons here, so you can control, you can redial call, you can end a call, you can answer a call, things of that nature. You can also interact with your devices using your voice, so that's pretty cool. The overall battery life, as I've said, is pretty good, but everybody's usage scenarios are a little different, so everybody's battery life may vary. But in my experience, my battery life was pretty good. Alright? That pretty much covers the positives. Now, some negatives. Really, the only negative that I could see, and this is probably a scenario-based thing, but this happened to me about once or twice, and I felt kind of bad, so I kind of got to point it out. If you take this to the gym, right, there is no way to plug in so only you can hear it. So when you're in the gym and you have this, everybody can hear your music. So that, in my opinion, that can be a little disrespectful when you're in the gym, because everybody's got their headphones in and everybody's trying to do their own thing, and not everybody likes your type of music or my type of music. So I felt kind of bad taking this to the gym, but hey, I had to test it out for you guys, so it is what it is. And you know, nobody really gave me a hard time at the gym, but I just want to point that out. So that's probably the only negative that I could see with this, right? Just had to point that out there. That and the Clasp Mechanism, as I said earlier, seems very flimsy, and I don't feel too confident about it. I'm not sure how long it's going to last in the long run. But other than that, there's no real negatives that I could think of. So that's the positives and the negatives. Alright, so that brings us to, let me pull out my note here. That brings us to the price. Now, I got this via Amazon, and keep in mind, I like to pay for 2 shipping because I like my products to get here as fast as possible. So with 2-day shipping, my total price was $29.73. Keep in mind as well, I run some money making apps, so I got a little bit of a discount on it because I cashed in some Amazon gift cards, so I didn't pay full price. So that was my price, but I'm gonna go ahead and run down the price schemes for you guys so you'll know exactly what you're getting into. So with standard shipping, which is 3 to 5 business days, the total price with shipping included is gonna run you $25.98, and the cost for standard shipping is about $6. For the next tier up, which is 2 business days, the total price is going to run you $30.98, and that's actually what my price was. But keep in mind, as I've said, I cashed in some gift cards, so I got a little bit off the total price. The shipping cost for the 2-day shipping is approximately about $11. Alright? And if you just need to get this there as fast as possible because you really want it, you want to check it out, you want to use it, the 1-day shipping total, for everything total, for 1-day shipping is going to be $42.48. The shipping cost separate from that is $22.50. So that is all of the shipping and pricing information, just so you guys can know. Because, you know, I figured I have to be more detailed with that because I really want you guys to know what you're getting into when you pick up these devices and things. You know, I'm trying to do it so no real surprises come at you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to do it. So, that was the pricing, and those were the pricing tiers depending on whether you want to use standard shipping, 2-day shipping, or 1-day shipping, or next day air. That's what it's going to be. And keep in mind, my total price was $29.73. And also, remember guys, all links to where to purchase this will be located in the video description. Alright, so we've talked about the price, and we pretty much ran through everything that I feel is important here. So now you may be asking yourself, do I recommend this? Do I recommend that you pick this up? Well, it really depends. It depends on what you do, you know, and whether you want to or not. Now, if you're the type of person that doesn't like the hassle with headphones or earbuds and things of that nature, and you're going to be on the go, and you need something that's going to be always right there and have really good battery life and be ready when you need to use it, then yeah, I would say go ahead and pick this up. Or maybe if you're an older gentleman or you have grandparents and they have smartphones and it's hard for them to interact with their smartphone, or they're missing calls because the volume on their phone is not up too high, you can pick this up for them as well. Not only will it make it easier for them to answer their phones and never miss a call, but it'll also give them that little bit more functionality to interact with the phone, so they have less of a hard time with it. So that's always that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think of it. Yeah. Other than that, it's really up to you. As I've said, I thought it was a pretty cool device, so that's why I decided to pick it up and take a look at it for you guys. But yeah, that pretty much covers my full review for you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please help your boy out by giving the video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You guys don't know how much. Now, if you want to see more raw, uncut content like this, please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you get notified as soon as new videos become available on YouTube. And lastly guys, if you know anyone out there that's looking for some quality devices and products at some really great prices, please share with them my channel, because I'm doing this for everyone, because we all deserve the best. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. As you guys know, if you keep up with my channel, I actually got another pair of headphones that I'm in the process of reviewing as well. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That video should be out pretty soon, in about a week or so. So I'm gonna shift all my attention to that now. But as I've said, I hope y'all enjoyed the review, and I will catch y'all in my next video. I hope everyone has a good day. Peace.